Hi, everybody. Yesterday I was talking about hand cream, and today I'm talking about gloves, maybe. Where are they? Well, maybe they're Glittens or gloves. These are things that you've probably seen. Maybe you own a pair. Have you seen these? Got your fingertips free. But then, you can put that over and, oops, Velcroed back. There we go. Put it on, and now you have mittens. Keep your little fingertips warm. But if you need them for something, well, then voila, you've got them. What kind of metaphors do these raise for you? Can you think of what might I be talking about these today because of? What do you think? Probably it will be better than what I'm actually going to talk about. But, I think that's the secret to prayerful pause. With the pastor, you take something that you see or you experience all the time and you look at it through a different lens, and it's a metaphor. Is there a metaphor here for you with God or Jesus or faith or prayer? I can think of a lot. I'm going to try to focus in on one. And I invite you to focus in on your own as well, and pick up something when we are through with the prayerful pause. Look at something near you and say, well, gee, how could this be a metaphor for my faith? Drinking some smart water here. That could be a metaphor for the living waters and God filling me up and helping me to be healthy and, all of that. But what about these little glittens? I just made that up. I don't really know what they're called. Well, what I think of is this is how God wraps around me and gives me support with things that I want to do. And I'm still me, right? I'm still me in here. And I control, where the fingers are going to go, and I control what the hand is going to do. But there are just some times when I feel a little exposed, and I just want to shelter myself in God. And I want God's warmth to fill me. And it does not diminish who I am. I still have control over the movement. I still have agency of my own life. If I need to, I can, exert my independence a little bit, knowing that God is still there with me. But that there are those times when I want to shelter myself under the wings of God, or under the shade of God's tree. And I don't wear these all the time. Sometimes I have other gloves or other mittens. Sometimes they're gardening gloves, depending on the season, depending on what I have to do. These are not good for shoveling. And they're not good for making snowballs. They're okay for driving, but they're a little thick. They're really good for walking. When I just want to keep my hands free, but sometimes I might need a little, finger dexterity for something. And the rest of the time, I can stay nestled inside God. God is not just one thing to us. And our prayer life is not just one thing to us. So we have different kinds of mittens and different kinds of gloves, and each has its own purpose. Those are the different relationships we have with God. So what do you have around you that you could use as an example of your relationship with God? And why don't you? When we finish here, why don't you do that? Just look around, grab something, just spend a few minutes looking at it and saying, how does this make me think of God, or my faith, or Jesus, or how I'm loved? Okay? So the rest of this prayerful pause is on you. Thanks for joining me for this prayerful pause with the pastor. I'm Pastor Deb Swift of South Presbyterian Church in Rochester, New York. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Until then, find the metaphor in your world. All right. God bless. Take care. Bye for now.